get her your items to
No,
make the agenda.
Carolyn's gonna get me you all's items.
And you're gonna, okay, just,
So we
it
give
just
them
wasn't
to
clear
Carol.
from,
That's what we've been doing, if
Yes.
y'all recall. You've been requested to send me your agenda items, but I never get attachments. But what I do is I accumulate that sent to me, and I send it to James. And he creates the council agenda. I don't. It's just to help him kind of keep him from sifting through so many emails and phone calls and notes and stuff. So he gets all the council items. Like last week, I thought it was only one agenda item.
And it ended up being 5.
Now, how that happened, I don't know.
The
During
thing
the
it
council
takes the
meeting.
time, the supporting documents that go with agenda items, that's what takes up a lot of time.
what, and this is just for my clarification, what if you have one of the things that we do that has input from all council members, such as a public nuisance, James?
Mhm.
Does everybody send their individual properties to Carolyn first, then she compiles them and gives them to
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had the right procedure, no problem.
And the only thing is too, since we want to make sure that we do everything the way that we're saying that we're going to do it, then 5 o'clock is going to be like a firm deal. So it's like if it's not here by 5, that's just it, and we'll just have to wait to the next council meeting. But if you all want me to get it to you by Thursday, then it has to be firm that there's a cutoff date on Tuesday at 5.
Which brings me to
for
one
be
other
able to
quick
do that.
question. When are we going to do the public hearing on those public nuisances?
Tuesday.
Okay, just checking. Thank you.
Yeah, have you
Section
gotten all those
13.
letters back, or?
I did. The letters, the letters did go out. They had a little quirk in them.
Oh,
It
no.
was,
What happened?
The address wasn't changed in the body of the letters when they were sent out, but the people have gotten them because they come down here and they've been calling, so they got them. So we're going to have to send out another letter just to inform them that their property address wasn't included in the letter, but we do not want them to not receive that letter, because I know the first thing they'll come down here and say, well, I don't live at 524 Plaza Drive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they have received them, and some people have called, and Greg has gone out and looked at some of the properties to make sure that the grass has been cut.
Okay.
But they have a public hearing to show up to at Tuesday's council meeting.
To
If they don't show up at the
object or whatever?
yeah, if they don't show up or object at the council meeting on Tuesday, then Wednesday morning I'm going to turn the list over to Public Works, and then it's in Public Works' hands with how they get out there to cut the grass from there.
Okay, well, that's good information, thank you.
Section 13, you had a question?
I have a suggestion.
Yes. 13?
hmm
Yes.
I think it should read, the city council administrative assistant shall receive agenda items from each council member and prepare a list of agenda items and send to city clerk. Like we just previously stated.
Yeah, we just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense, because the other
Because
requests are
if you
coming to
read
James.
this without that insert, this whole section is according to the city clerk.
Okay. Brandon, can you?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Shall receive agenda items.
From council members, the
From the-
city council administrative assistant
From council members.
Agenda
Mhm.
items
shall receive agenda items from council members.
from,
Tell me, James.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And if you're going to have something that has a resolution or ordinance that need to be written with that document, please don't give it to me at Tuesday at 5 o'clock and think I can go research and have your ordinance written in a resolution by Thursday. Unless you already have the resolution or the ordinance when you send it with your documentation to Carolyn. But if you don't have that as a part of it, then, I mean, you all, hopefully you all don't expect that I could produce ordinance and resolutions within a day to be able to get that to you all by Thursday. So you also need to consider, if it requires that, you need to go ahead and do the necessary homework. You need to provide that information to Carolyn so that she can go ahead and get that part of it together, the preamble and all of that part of the resolution. She can get that part together so that I can get it, but we can also send it to legal to let them review it before we send it out for an agenda item. If that makes any sense.
It does. In other words, don't give you nothing at the last minute.
Yeah, well, I'm saying don't give me something and then you don't have the supporting document and you just write one little line and say I need a resolution to do something, but you hadn't researched to know what the resolution should be. You hadn't looked at what the city ordinance are already in place. I mean, it's for me to put it together and to present it. It's not for me to go and do the research and do all of that stuff and then write it and put it together for you. So I'm just asking that you be considerate and do your homework before you give it to Carolyn, so it's already in the format where the only thing I got to do is go ahead and type it, put it in the agenda, and then we put the supporting document with your packet.
Okay. Item 16, section 16. Any questions? If not, we'll go to section 17. I think there's nothing on that. All right,
You got public comments in 16 and 17. You've added public comments shall be limited to 2 minutes per individual speaking. Should it be in both of those sections, or did you put one by mistake?
public comment? No.
The last thing on both of
16?
those sections, they repeat each other.
Yeah.
16 and 17.
Yeah, that's fine. 2 minutes on both.
Okay.
Actually saying the same thing, but
Yeah, it's saying the same thing, and I
we just wanted to make it clear.
all right.
In section 18, should roll calls still be included in order of business? We never take one. Should we just zap that?
The thing about it, James takes roll
That's
call
right.
when he comes in, he
Yeah.
looks and says who's there.
But I mean, there's no public.
No,
No,
that's Robert.
we don't do a public.
We're going by Robert.
He's doing the same thing Glenda Cox did. When she sat down, she saw who was there.
Okay, that's one waste of time I can live with. We can just keep it in there.
And also, can I just say one thing, since you all are adopting Robert's Rule of Order to be the form that you're going to be able to use, I wanted to share with you all, because we're doing that, I'm going to change the way that the minutes, that I've been sending the minutes to you all and giving them to you all, since we have adopted Robert's Rule of Order, because Robert's Rule of Order says that you record the actions that are taken, and the minutes are not supposed to be a transcript of everybody who got up and said something and all that type of deal. So I did want to share that with you all, that, and even from the agenda, when we have like consider the resolution, I'm going to change that to the next one to say resolve that, because Robert's Rule of Order says that that's how you should start off a resolution, with resolve that and not consider the resolution. But I'll get with you, Bobby Joe, and let you know what those changes are. But since we're adopting Robert's Rule of Order as the format that we wanted to use, I just wanted to let you all know that I'm going to try my best to integrate that into the minutes as well as into the agenda to make sure we're consistent with the document that you all are passing.
I would just ask that when recording the vote on the agenda items, that the yeas and nays be recorded by either council district or by the council member voting yes or no. I know Glenda Cox did that.
Well, again, Terry, according to Robert's Rule of Order, you have to request that, and if a council member requests that there's a roll call vote, then I will record a roll call vote. But if
I
there's
think I
no,
added that into the ordinance, the resolution section.
what's that?
Under E, what Terry's talking about.
Under what?
Under E, is that what you're talking about?
Section what?
Section 20.
Section 20?
Yeah, section 20E.
E, all ordinance and resolutions voted on by the city council of the city of Irondale shall have names of the members along with their respective votes. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That addresses the
So that
issue.
means that each vote will record the yeses and noes by the council member's name.
Yeses, noes, abstains, wasn't here.
What about unless it's an item that's put on consent?
Well,
Well-
if it's consent,
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Okay.
As long
That's
as if we have
unanimous.
If we do a vote during a regular council meeting,
So what you
Consent means
so
everybody
you all are gonna
voted
have
for it
a roll
anyway.
call. So basically, you got to have a roll call vote on every, because that's what you're saying. You're asking for a roll call vote. When you say that you want the yays and the nays recorded, what you're saying is that you're having you want a roll call vote. So you basically
You
got to
don't
call.
have to do the roll every time. If I vote no and everybody else votes yes, all you gotta do
But
is
you
put
also-
down one name.
All yays say yes, and say a split. Sometimes you can't pick up who says what.
Well, actually,
Well, then we-
in that case, what I'll do, if there's a split or you can't tell who voted yeah or nay, I'll just do a roll call.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's done that
way,
before.
now I've done that a couple of times,
Okay.
actually. I have. All right, that concludes the review of the council meeting procedures. Any questions?
I'm good with it now.
I have one other item, and I think we need to kind of discuss this. I don't even have it on my agenda, but I think it needs to be discussed as far as the direction the council will take. And if I have to leave, y'all just excuse me, and Council Pike will take over. But pertaining to the partnership, collaboration with the chamber. I need the council's take on the collaborative effort. I think from a CDA perspective, I'm glad you're here. Have y'all discussed it as far as funding? I think that's something we need to get it on the table, discuss, talk about, get it over with as far as deciding which direction we're going in.
No, we haven't.
Okay. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I know Daryl and I talked about it. So, did Daryl get the information that he requested from you? I think he sent you an email asking you for some kind of information.
On the resume?
With Tellis.
Did
I'm
it?
sorry, your last name is Tellis, right?
No.
My
First.
First name is Tellis? Okay.
I
I'm sorry, I'm
answer
bad
the
with
Hey
names.
Tell us Shoemaker.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Shoemaker, okay.
Okay.
He emailed you.
Were you able to provide a resume with dates on it? That's
I
the only
will.
request
Okay, I will.
that's the only request that I saw. The Daryl can get that from Tellis.
Okay.
Tellis will be glad to provide that.
Sure. Okay.
And kind of the chamber's take, I mean, we would, whatever the city wants is fine with us. I think Irondale deserves a full-time chamber of commerce. And I think that's kind of agreed upon by most people I've talked to. Right now, we've had a part-time chamber for a number of years, and we're not running on all cylinders, you know. Having one part-time person is a tough way to run an organization. What we want to do is have a full-time executive director, namely Tellis Shoemaker, with a part-time assistant. And that would be Linda Reynolds. I'll talk to her. She's currently our interim director right now. Time out?
Yeah.
Okay?
Just one question. So you're talking about a full-time executive director?
Yeah.
In addition to a part-time,
Administrative assistant.
You're gonna pay for the part-time.
We are. We've demonstrated we can pay for one
Okay.
part-time person, you know.
Yeah, they're not gonna
That's
pay
a-
for the full-time, they're gonna pay for the part-time.
gotcha.
Uh,
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like the Centerpoint has a full-time executive director and a part-time event planner, which is, you know, kind of the same deal. You know, you've got the same situation. Now, Tellis has a world of experience from working with the Homewood Chamber. Now, that's a different animal over there. There's a much larger staff, and it's a time-consuming endeavor to run an organization like the chamber. It really is. There's a lot, even for a part-time person, it's really kind of overwhelming. We've tried to pay them for about, our agreement with the last couple of part-time directors has been to work for about 15 hours a week. Well, you try and work 15 hours a week and it turns into 20 to 25. And so that's just on a part, that's not even putting forth a lot of effort. That's just kind of taking care of what comes your way. That's not getting out and creating programs for the city, working with the library on programs like Tellis has suggested, the newspaper that we talked about the other day, the festival, Christmas parade, the luncheons. I mean, there's a whole world of things and Tellis had a long list of good ideas that she can implement, you know, right off the bat. But
I
it's,
think the
it's,
newspaper is very important.
I do too.
And I know for a fact, I've talked about a newspaper, and the price on doing one is more than what her salary is.
Yes, yes, and I think she has a solution. It's not weekly, it would be monthly, but it's a demonstrated successful newspaper in, I know, Mount Brook and Vestavia and Homewood.
280 Corridor and,
And I think it's important to the merchants too, to have an outlet like that to advertise what they do. I know the people at Grantsville Station are kind of a little nervous about about their lack of foot traffic and that sort of thing. And I think the paper is part and parcel of helping them get the word out, so to speak, and help them
well,
drive
and
business.
also a guide with
Yeah.
a map
Right.
inside of it that can be used by the city, that it be produced by the chamber. And that's another opportunity for merchants to get their name out.
You can do pictures of Grantsville Road, which started today,
You could, absolutely.
started clearing today.
But-
And then social media, there's just so many wonderful things. I mean, it's gonna take a lot of shoe leather, you know.
And
It will.
can the people say at the station at Grants Mill, can they put coupons in the paper? This paper for?
It can, this is talking with Dan Starnes, who
Uh-huh.
is the
And I know Dan
publisher.
Starnes, yes.
And it can be adjusted to where it fits the needs of this community.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. And it might start off where it's not monthly, it could be quarterly, because he has to make sure that he gets his revenue. But it would not be anyone here selling the ads or
Mhm.
writing the ads or, or doing it. So it's, but you said, I think it was $60,000.
59.
And this is free, and it's also already recognized.
Very
And-
recognized.
And the chamber wants to work with the CDA. Right
Yes.
now, we're a part-time organization, and so we do what we can, but one part-time person can only do so much. We want to work with the city too. I mean, you guys, y'all need, in my mind, you need an outlet like the Chamber of Commerce to go to when you need things done. When you need community outreach to the businesses.
And this would go to every home, this newspaper?
Yes,
Yes.
it would go to Irondale residents.
Yes, that's
And
the
they will
beauty,
also
yes.
have it in different different places, for example, the library, the courthouse,
Here.
just different areas
Mhm.
where people just wanna pick up a copy.
Mhm.
Clanton is, I have customers in Clanton, if you want to pass that around, show folks, their Chamber of Commerce has you'll see those in just about every business in the city of Clanton.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the Grants Mill station businesses are saying to us is we want people to shop local. We want the Irondale people.
You showed me that, like,
Yeah.
shop local is so important, and it's also a community coming together.
It is.
I mean,
It
it's
is.
good neighborhood, it's good business.
But right now, the chamber, we have Linda Reynolds works part-time, just kind of putting out fires, is essentially what she does. And that's about where we are. You know. So it's whatever you guys want. If y'all want to continue on like this, we can continue on like this. If you want to step it up and.
Let me ask this question. Will the CDA have a meeting this week?
Our next meeting is next Monday.
Somebody
All
hit
right.
delete
I know we're
button,
having
who's
a-
doing that?
I don't know
Finance
what
meeting.
I did, I'm sorry.
I know we're having a finance meeting either Wednesday or Thursday of
And
this
that's
week.
just win-win-win.
And I know that will be part of the finance meeting discussion, as far as funding, which route the council decides to take on this matter. So, we need some input from the CDA also, since this will all be a joint effort, so.
I'll tell you, a couple of people have questioned what exactly will the CDA be getting out of this?
And I think what we need to do, if possible, if the CDA can be present on Wednesday or Thursday this week when we talk about finance, when we have our finance committee.
We have one that's out of town right now.
Okay.
Steve Marino is out of town.
Could the others be available, you think?
I'll send an email and see.
Could you let us know as far as the council members in Dudley? See if we can get together.
And it's Thursday?
I said Wednesday or Thursday. I'll let Carolyn know tomorrow. Yeah. Right, I'll let her know tomorrow. I'll center.
You know, and she asked a question about what can the CDA expect out of this. I expect that this lady will be paid